Hey, the management topic this time. I had a conversation with a team which I know, the software team which I know. They are working according to Agile methodology, and they have this so-called morning stand-up meeting. So they put all the programmers together in a circle and every morning, and for about at least 5 minutes, but usually it takes more. These programmers are supposed to report what was the result during the last day and what are the problems they have right now and what's going to be the plan for the next working day. And they have this ritual like every day, every working day, and they believe that this actually helps the team be more synchronized. They believe that the team is more united this way, and the team, the information sharing is much more optimized, and so on and so forth. And I told them that I strongly disagree with that approach, and I wrote about this a few blog posts, actually 2 blog posts, and I actually mentioned this problem in the book which I published last year called Code Ahead. I believe that the real purpose of these meetings is not the one we all know about. It's not the one they declare to us. Because the synchronization of information and the knowledge sharing and the update about the problems, all of these things can be done much more effectively if we do it in a more organized way, in a more electronic way, digital way. For example, for sharing problems and issues, you can use Google Docs, for example. You put all the problems in there, and then in a spreadsheet, you put the responsible people, and they will resolve those problems or do something with them. For the updates, you can use emails, for example, or the best way, like tickets. For me as a programmer to know what other programmers are doing in the team, it's much easier to go to the ticket tracking system and see the status there instead of listening every morning, standing in the circle and listening to other people saying in words technical things, because it's quite difficult to understand technical things when they are being delivered to me in verbal form comparing to digital form like in writing. So also information sharing is not effective when you communicate face to face. If we say that this way we let people discuss technical problems better, then the stand-up meetings are not comfortable for that, because we're all standing and there are people who participate who don't need all the information. For example, there are like 8 people in the team or 10 people in the team, and there are 2 people talking about some problem, then 8 people are listening for no reason. They have no idea what this problem is about in most cases. They don't need to know about this. They don't need to participate in this discussion. So involving everybody in every problem discussion only makes it more difficult for people who participate to actually discuss it effectively. So if you look at this from any possible angle, you will see that these meetings are not effective actually. They're not the best instruments to do what they declare these meetings are for. So I think these meetings are for something completely different. In the management system, when the team, not only people, but when the team and people have no objective mechanisms, no metrics for measuring performance and rewarding programmers and punishing programmers for high performance and low performance, when the management is not objective, when it's difficult to say who is good, who is bad, who is performing well, who is performing not well, when the management is, the management orders and the tasks are vague and difficult to track, when there is chaos, let's put it this way, like in many, many teams, like in the majority of our teams, in the software teams, the teams who do Agile in most cases. In this situation, when there is chaos, there has to be some instrument to actually motivate and encourage people to do something. Because in this chaotic situation, when there is no motivation and no proper objective mechanisms of measuring performance, most people just stop producing results or produce the very minimum amount of results. It's impossible sometimes, and very often it's difficult to do something with the people motivation, to actually push them forward somehow, but there has to be a mechanism. So the best mechanism which is used by these Agile teams is our innate desire to actually not let other people down. So when I'm working alone and I have my tasks which are given to me by the management, and I know that the management cannot do anything with me if I not perform and cannot really reward me if I perform, which is the case in most teams, then I will stop doing anything and I won't care about the results. It's not so important. But if I know that my result, the absence of my result, actually upsets people around me, lets them down somehow, then I will, try to improve. it will a little bit kick me forward. It will kick me to better performance. And this mechanism is called guilt. So when I feel guilty for not working, when I feel guilty for not doing as much as other people in my team, then I will improve. And stand-up meeting where I'm standing in front of everybody else and I have to every morning present some results actually triggers the guilt mechanism every morning. So I cannot say I wasn't doing anything yesterday for many days. That will look bad, and I will look bad, and everybody who is standing in front of me will not, I will not feel comfortable standing there. So it's going to be my internal mechanism. So nobody going to punish me, nobody going to say anything in most cases, because they technically cannot punish me in most situations. But I will feel that I'm doing something wrong, and I will try to improve. So the necessity to go every morning to the meeting and say something there actually is the trigger, is actually the kicking forward mechanism for me. And I was participating in many of those stand-up meetings when I was working in different companies, and I participated in them, and I remember that feeling. I remember that I had to be there and present some results, even though I hadn't any results. And very often I had to make something up. I was thinking, I remember, like every morning I was going to this stand-up circle, and I was thinking, what I'm going to say today. So I was building some report which had to be delivered there in front of everybody. And it was easier for me if I had some results. So next day I was trying to do at least something to present them and show them in this report. So that was helping me to produce a little bit at least. So that's what these meetings are for, according to my experience. That's how I understand their purpose, their mission, to get us all together and unite us using the guilt mechanism, which is engraved in our brains for since we were born. Is it good? Is it bad? That's a separate question. But the only way to get rid of this is the proper management, is the proper management system where everybody works by objective metrics and everybody is rewarded by objectively rewarded according to the results they deliver. If you don't have such a management system, then you have morning stand-up meetings, and guilt is the instrument to push everybody forward, unfortunately. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.